Robin Hood is one of those terrible films that 250 people did a good job on. If it wasn't for Gotti, starring an unconvincing doppelganger of John Travolta, then it would easily be the worst major release of the year. Robin Hood begins by telling us to forget what we know. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean, forget what you know. I'm an English person.
He stole from the rich and gave to the poor.
Or an Irish person. The filmmakers certainly couldn't tell the difference. Filmmakers. It's loosely a Robin Hood story. A man, an archer, robs from the rich to give to the poor. And that's about as similar to the tradition as it gets.
I want to hit the treasury yourself.
How would you do it?
Set up a meeting. Everyone is with us.
Rob!
How did you know it was me?
You call that a disguise?
Oh, and it's in the Middle Ages too, kind of. It more or less disregards its source material, which could work. I think that telling stories in new and different ways isn't necessarily a bad thing. But what's baffling about this movie is that the people behind it clearly have no love for history and no belief in the ability of their audience to watch anything that isn't about themselves. Robin Hood is set at the time of the invasion of Iraq, Crusades, all in a way that should offend crusaders, modern veterans, and everything in between, and features Robin, who's a lord in this telling of the story, for some reason, pieing off corners like he's a GI in Cherbourg. It's in the Middle Ages, but the lord is a foot soldier, the women have an equal say, any peasant can become a member of the ruling class, and people bandy the word revolution around like they're going to protest the Sheriff of Nottingham's next inflammatory lecture circuit, regardless of what the campus men-at-arms have to say. Damn that crusty old Dean! But all of it could work if it didn't condescend in the way it does. It's weird. The producers obviously thought that its intended audience, of I guess 14 to 18-year-olds, don't like history, or at least they don't like having to relate to 12th century problems. Fine, but then set it in the modern age, and you could save a bundle on the $100 million budget. Yes, it cost $100 million to make, and after 2 weeks, it's made back about half of that, and they should be thankful. Because I don't think they missed a trick by not setting it in modern times, I just think it would have helped it be far less patronising. The trick I think they missed was not realising that, sure, young people aren't interested in the minutiae of hovel life, but they can cope with movies set in the past, where values are different. They're not stupid. Look at The Hunger Games. That's a series broadly aimed at an audience of the same age range, and is a great example of treating teen cinema goers with some actual respect. There are flaws, but the first film has genuine moments of dread, meaningful deaths, and doesn't water down too much the despairing tone. Robin Hood 2018 often feels so dumb that I wouldn't be surprised if the producers had met once or twice to discuss changing the Sheriff of Nottingham's name because it was too confusing. What about Dean? What about Gauleiter? What about Badley, Greedson, Deadmort? It's about as subtle as the cliff notes for Braveheart. Of course they didn't, but when you have a 2-hour film produced by Leonardo DiCaprio, starring Bono's daughter... Oh, how did I get it in my own eye? That looks like a video game promo they did on the cheap with sets from 1999 but cost $100 million, that has archers with arrow machine guns that literally runs out of steam after 90 minutes, so turns into a heist movie. I guess you wonder not what they were thinking, but if they were thinking. Robin Hood is not a story that a young audience cannot grasp, and what makes it even more frustrating, like I said at the beginning, is often technically the film is fine. It's shot well. It's made by professional editors. The sound recordist, he was there on the day. He or she, they recorded all the sound. Maybe there's some interesting action here, but I don't think it's in any way redeeming. The acting is terrible, but I have to place all blame on the director and producers. And really, no one directed this. This is a product that was shat out. If they wanted to make it fit into modern social values, and I don't think they had to, I think teens can understand that things were very different 1,000 years ago, But also, if you want that, you can set things in the past and make them work with contemporary characters, with contemporary problems, by making it fun. Robin Hood 2018 is not fun. If they didn't want to do a serious, actually about Robin Hood movie, they could have done something like Maid Marian and Her Merry Men.
Are you mad?
But emulating that would require not only wit, but will. And you know, I know this sounds bitter, but I hope this hurts Lionsgate a bit. Only then will they learn, and I suppose then probably not, that you can't make condescending excuses for big budget films and expect audiences to just lap it up. You can't talk to your audience like they're kids, even if they are kids. This is basic. Try again. Good effort by Tim Minchin, though.
Our hope was to give everything that Robin Hood fans were longing for and also attract a new generation. Make it a little bit more special effects, make Robin Hood more of a superhero, more of a badass kind of a character. And so I think we did that.
Or whatever. Robin Hood and Little John.